Hi, Shaylee.
Hi.
I'm Mary. I'll be your caseworker.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I have some questions that we're going to go through just to get to know you a little bit better,
Okay.
so we can know what direction we'll go and what kind of things we'll be working on.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? What brings you here today?
So I have been struggling with a drug addiction for the past 2 years. My drug of choice is opioids, and I got prescribed those from a doctor after getting in a really bad car accident. After I got in that accident, he prescribed them, taking 2 a day, one at morning, one at night. But I actually started overusing them because I liked how they made me feel, and then from there I've just grown to taking them more often, and even if they're not prescribed to me.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you know yourself pretty well. You know what you want to do, and you've thought a lot about what you want to talk about here. So I'm going to ask you some more questions and take notes about what you say so I can remember everything that we need to talk about.
Okay.
But if you want to interrupt me at any time and ask questions, or if you want to talk about something else that's not the question I asked you, feel free to take over.
Okay.
So have you ever seen a counselor or therapist before?
I tried a couple of therapists before, but I didn't feel comfortable enough opening up to them. I felt like I was judged by them. So after that, I didn't trust any therapists. I didn't want to go to therapy. It wasn't in any of my interests, but then it started getting worse to where my suicide ideation started increasing. I started getting really depressed when I was withdrawing for a good week or two, and then I figured I needed to seek help again.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So what was the longest you were ever able to maintain a relationship with a counselor in the past?
I went to a therapist for about a year, which was really good. But then they ended up moving, and then I went and tried another therapist, and that's where I felt judged. So the longest that I have was a year, and then the shortest that I have was about 3 months.
Okay. Did you feel like you made progress with that one that you worked with for a year?
For the year, yeah. They helped me quite a bit with some coping skills, some coping mechanisms. But after they moved, I didn't have any guidance or any structure after they left, and that's when my increase happened again.
I see. What's like the main thing that you remember from those coping skills or that you learned with that other therapist?
So with my coping skills, they kind of address that I shouldn't be taking or using prescribed drugs not as prescribed, and which they gave me some coping skills in order to decrease the usage, so more physical activity. They wanted me to attend more groups, and which I did, and attending groups, that was my right to self-determination, to where I did attend those groups, such as NA, and those groups really helped me in that amount of time.
Do you still attend those groups?
On and off, yeah, when I have time to. I try to make it a priority, but sometimes my drug addiction gets in the way and I don't go.
Okay. So everybody has a different viewpoint and perspective on what their problem is. And the point of counseling is to create positive change as rapidly as possible without feeling like you're hurried through it. So how do you see the problem or define your problem?
I see my problem as making it to where I'm not self-sufficient, and that it's causing me from living my everyday life. It's causing me to not be able to function the way I want to be functioning. It's also been creating problems within my work environment, my social environment, and every relationship around me. So I feel it's deteriorating my life, and I don't want that to happen anymore.
Okay, that's good to know. Are there people in your life that make this problem worse or better for you?
I think my parents have made it worse, just because they expected me to be that straight-A college student, going to school all the time, working a full-time job, making all this money. But I'm trying, and they don't see that I have an addiction, that I'm struggling, so they don't understand that. A person that really does help me is my partner. they're really supportive. They're always able to help me in my times of need. So I try to surround myself more around my partner than I do my parents at times, just because of the social support.
Did you have a difficult relationship with your parents before your addiction began?
Before my addiction, no, they were really supportive. They were really there for me. They don't really like the thought of using drugs, and they think that addiction is a choice. So they think that I chose this life and that I'm in this because I did it. But before this, my parents were my main support system.
Okay. So you said you're a college student.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you really good at in school or in life? What are your strengths?
My strengths in school, I like being social with people. I like going out and doing activities. So I like social work. So I like interacting with people and trying to help them. But it's hard to do that when I'm trying to seek help for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But my strengths are that I like to be social. I like to go out and try new things. I'm very extroverted, so I'm up for anything. But it's also hard because sometimes I don't have that opportunity because of how, I guess you could say how drugged out I am from my opioids, and it doesn't allow me to go out and do stuff all the time.
That's good feedback. So when you think about this problem or other challenges that you might be facing, are you optimistic or pessimistic about it?
When I'm taking them, I'm very optimistic because I think it's a good choice that I'm doing that I'm going to be feeling good. I'm not going to be in the state of mind that I am, being a college student, being broke. So when I take them, I feel good, but then when I'm not on them, I feel really down. That's when I feel pessimistic because I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? It's a vicious cycle that I'm in, and I get mad because every time I try to quit, I can't because withdrawing is worse than even taking them. So then I just continue to take them, but then I get mad at myself for continuing to take them.
I see. So is there anything that you do that makes the problem better or makes it easier for you to handle your life without drugs?
At this point, I don't think so. No, it's just to the point where I take them, just to take them.
Yeah, just to get by.
Mm-hmm.
That's a common reaction and response to opioids. I just want you to know that there are a lot of people that suffer from this. I can tell you're feeling a little emotional. So, Shaylee, if you had a magic wand that you could wave,
Mm-hmm.
what would your life look like ideally?
I would be clean. I'd be sober for as long as I've been starting these medications. I would be attending college regularly. I would want a full-time job rather than a part-time, and I would want that job to be something that I enjoy doing, like social work, to where I can actually help them. But right now, that's not possible just because I'm helping myself first. And I would want better reunification of my family, all those relationships that were destroyed, and those bridges. But yeah, just
Okay.
a better life.
Well, we can set some small goals
Okay.
as we go through this so that we can get you to where you want to be.
Okay.
I don't know, working full-time and going to school, that's a lot.
I know, but it's doable.
Well, I love your positive attitude. I can tell that you're ready to make some changes. So I think that going forward, like I say, we can set some small goals. We can work on this together. Would you be able to tell me what some of your expectations from the counseling process might be so that we can have an agreement?
I like the idea of having the goals. That way we can reevaluate them my next session to see if I did good on them or if what I struggled with. So setting those goals is what I would like to do.
Okay. Well, I have some other paperwork for you to fill out
Okay.
before you leave, so just talk to the person at the desk, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.